Welcome back, tech friends. My name's Gareth. This is Tech Check. This week, chances are, if you picked up one of these, a new 4000 series from Nvidia over the last few months, you might be in the market for one of these. It's an ATX 3.0 with the latest connectivity of PCIe Gen 5. And in this video, we're actually going to unbox this one from MSI. We're going to discuss, do you actually need one? What are the benefits? And at the end of it, is it actually worth it? Let's do this. Before we get onto the graphics card, I did bite the bullet and we have gone for the king of all graphics cards, which is the Strix 4090. I wasn't going to do it because I had a Strix 3090 Ti, but I thought, you know what? It's why I had an opportunity. We'll bite the bullet and we'll do it. So before I actually install this into my Leon Lee case, we will do an unboxing. We will get some glamour shots of this particular GPU, and then I'll show you the installation process in the Leon Lee O11 XL case as well. So pretty excited about this one, guys. So get subscribed so you don't miss out on this. Let's move on to that. So turning our attention to this MSI A1000G, in a nutshell, guys, it's an 80 plus gold certified PSU. It's a 1000 watt PSU, so it's going to be perfect for anyone with a 4080 or 4090, no problems at all. And it comes with the high voltage power cable, native power cable, which is PCIe Gen 5 as well, so you can cut down on that cable clutter. Another quick note here, I have gone all out with the cable mod extensions as well, not only with the 90-degree adapter, but also some really nice cable extensions, which will go really nice with this, all in white as well. So again, stick around for them. There's about a 3-week waiting time on cable mods, so I should have them in the next couple of weeks, so get subscribed to that. Let's get this open. Let's give you a brief overview of the actual product itself, and then we'll go on to discussing, do you actually need it? Is it actually worth it? Let's do it. So what cables do you get with this power supply? We get one 24-pin, we get two 4+4-pin EPS power cables for our CPU. We've got one of the high voltage native 16 pins, so that's your 12+4 pin. We get six 6+2 PCIe cables. We get 12 SATA connections, 4 Molex connections, and then we get one FDD cable as well. So let's get this out, guys, and give you a closer look. So as you can see here, guys, installations on the 12 volt high power cable. Make sure that it's fully inserted and you don't kink the cables. We've seen so many issues with these high voltage power cables with kinks that could potentially cause fires or ruin your components. So try and make sure that it's fully inserted and the kink on the cable is away from the side panel. And this is where a lot of people have been actually removing the side panel so it doesn't cause too much issues. We get our actual power supply itself, which we'll turn our attention to in a short moment. It comes all the cables in this nice bag. So on first inspections of the actual power supply, guys, I will tell you that this is a really compact size. So if you've got a small mid-tower case or any plus size case, you're going to have absolutely no problems with this power supply at all. I have seen 650 watt power supplies the same size of this, so to cram 1000 watts into this is absolutely fantastic. And I think that's testament to these ATX 3 power supplies where they're twice as efficient and no longer required to be that big in order to obviously deliver the same power. So looking at the actual power supply on the back, as you can see here, we've got our power supply connector. We have our on-off switch, and then we've got our zero fan switch as well. On the sides, some really nice accents, and I do like the fact that it's all blacked out with a slight bit of chrome on the sides as well. Turning our attention to the cable connections at the back, we've got an 18 and 10 pin, which is for our 24-pin connection. We've then got 4 CPU and PCIe connections, so for our EPS and for our standard graphics cards. We've then got 4 6-pins for our SATA and Molex connections, which is absolutely fine, guys. You're going to be able to utilize this and you should have no issues with any connections whatsoever. Most important connection is this one here. This is our 12+4 pin, which is on our 12 volt high power connection, which delivers that 600 watts required for those 4090s if they should need it. Let's have a closer look at the actual cables we get. So we've got our power cable, and then we've got a whole plethora of additional cables. So let's open these. Let's have a look at the cable quality, and I'll give you a rundown on all the cable connections as well. So first out the bag is our 24 pin. Then we've got our 6+2 pin PCIe. We should have quite a few of those. There's a CPU EPS cable, another CPU cable. We have a Molex. We have a SATA. We have another SATA. We have another SATA. Now this one's interesting, guys, because this one's actually got a 12 pin plus 4 pin for the data. But on this side, it's actually got 6 pin plus 2 pin. Now that's quite good because essentially you could run this one to your graphics card and then you're still going to actually be able to power it via these two 8 pins here. So God help us if this happens, but for whatever reason, if NVIDIA decide that one of these 600 watt power cables is not enough power to actually power the new 60,000 series, then not only do you get this 600 watt cable, which is 16 pin to 16 pin, but if the new version of graphics cards come out and require additional power, then you've also got the ability to connect this particular cable here as well. So now we know what cables we actually get. I just wanted to point out one slight thing, and that's the difference in this 600 watt cable compared to the standard cables. Comparing this one to this particular 6+2 pin for our PCIe cable here, nothing wrong with it at all. Comes in black, nicely cabled. It's all flat, but not as nice as what this one will be, and obviously not as nice as the extensions coming from CableMod. But just wanted to point that out, guys. They're not all braided like this. They are in flat black, so should have no problems, no issues or anything like that, but just wanted to point that out. So now that we know what kind of cables we're going to get, what connectivity we're going to get, you should have absolutely no problem, regardless of whether you're doing a mid-range build or a really high-end build here, guys. You've got enough connections here with no issues whatsoever. So I think the next thing I wanted to move on to was to say, do you actually need one of these ATX3 power supplies for the new 4000 series graphics cards? So the answer to your question is yes and no. Let's start with the yeses. Why would you require a new power supply? So NVIDIA recommends a 1000 watt for the 4090. So if you've got anything like a 650, a 750 or an 850, it could be a good opportunity to go from an ATX2 to an ATX 3.0 power supply. So these power supplies have been more rigorously tested. They can sustain a higher amount of power delivery for a longer amount of time as well. So you shouldn't get any spikes or blue screens that you potentially get with like a 3090 Ti and an 850 watt power supply. So that's where these really come into their own. And not only that, like I said at the start of the actual video, 10-year warranty, PCIe Gen 5 connectivity, which eliminates all of those 8-pin connections and makes it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to look at as well. On the other hand, on the no section, you might already have a 1000 watt power supply and you're thinking to yourself, it'd be nice to have Gen 5 connectivity, but I'm not really that bothered about getting rid of those 4 8-pins. I'll just use the NVIDIA adapter, no worries whatsoever. Then the answer would be no. There is no need to upgrade to one of these if your power supply is capable of powering your new graphics card. You should have no issues whatsoever. There is also another option where they are selling the adapter cables as well, so you can get your 8-pin plus 8-pin plus 8-pin to the 16-pin, and you could benefit from that as well. So in my opinion, I opted to upgrade because I have an 850 watt platinum power supply. It's not got quite enough juice for what I'm looking for to actually power this 4090. So I thought this cost me £205. For anyone that's interested, I'll leave a link down in the description below. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? A little bit more reliability. My other one's about 4 or 5 year old. It'll be absolutely fine for a backup power supply as well. But as I'm upgrading to a £2,000 4090, I thought it would be a good opportunity to upgrade now, and then it's going to last me the next 5 to 10 years as well. So in my opinion, it was worthwhile. If you guys have already got the wattage that's required in order to run your new GPU, then you need to make that decision. Is it worth upgrading for less cable clutter, or are you okay with the adapter? And in either case, it's down to you. I'd be interested to hear from people that have got the new 4000 graphics card and didn't upgrade their power supply. Did you wish you did, or would you be interested in picking up one of these new power supplies and cutting down on that cable clutter, eliminating the need for that adapter as well? So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. If you have, smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like rating. I'll leave a few more videos up here that we've done over the last couple of weeks. Enjoy your weekend, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.